A routine payout is completed. Chips are double counted, a ticket is printed, and a flat confirmation follows. Transaction verified, payout issued. But inside the system, something silent ignites. When casino thresholds are crossed, every large payment triggers new logs, surveillance bookmarks, and internal reviews without a single word to the player. The risk never left the room. What unfolds next reveals what former casino staff never say aloud. A cashier draws the chips into the tray, hands moving with practiced rhythm. Each stack is counted aloud, then recounted by a second staff member, eyes tracking the tally. Dual custody, one verifies and one confirms. The total is spoken, not questioned. A receipt printer starts, spitting out a narrow slip marked with the exact time, table, and amount. The cashier glances at the ticket, checks the numbers. The phrase is flat and unchanging. Transaction verified, payout issued. Chips slide across the counter, or a ticket is passed from hand to hand, never left unattended, never out of sight. The player receives the payout, the ticket still warm from the printer. The balance on the screen updates to 0. The drawer closes with a click. The tray is locked. For the staff, it is just another transfer governed by procedure. The handoff ends with silence. The only words spoken are for the record. One cashier recalls that every payout is counted twice, and every ticket is signed. No exceptions. The player pockets the chips or folds the payout ticket, glancing at the numbers one last time. There is a brief pause. Sometimes a nod to the cashier, sometimes just a silent turn away. The ritual of departure begins. A code is gathered, a phone checked, maybe a quick message sent. The chair is pushed in. For the player, the session has ended. The balance on the screen reads 0. The receipt is tucked away, and the path to the exit feels final. There is an unspoken sense of closure, money in hand, risk left behind. Some players head straight for the doors, weaving through the floor without a backward look. Others linger for a moment, scanning the casino as if confirming that everything is as it should be. The assumption is simple. The transaction is finished and nothing follows. Any tension dissolves. The only record from their perspective is a printed ticket and a memory of the win. They believe the story ends here. An off-shift progressive jackpot triggers a different sequence. The floor is quiet, most machines idle. A player's spin lands the top prize, over $50,000. The slot machine prints a ticket, part of the ticket-in ticket-out system. The printer motor whirs in the near silence. The cashier receives the ticket, checks the timestamp, and verifies the machine ID. The payout is processed, but the event is already captured in the casino management system. As soon as the ticket prints, the casino management system records a new event including the timestamp, the device number, the payout amount, and a high pay tag. The player's loyalty number, if used, links the win to their profile. The transaction is routed for review, flagged automatically, and queued for compliance. A surveillance operator working behind a wall of monitors receives a silent notification. The operator bookmarks footage of the payout, pulling up camera angles covering the slot, the cashier, and the path to the exit. The operator says every progressive over a certain amount gets tagged right away. It is automatic. Nobody needs to ask. The physical ticket is now tied to a digital record, connecting the player's actions on the floor to a silent review process already underway. A new row appears in the casino management system. The timestamp matches the exact moment the payout was finalized. Device ID links the event to a specific slot machine, and the payout amount is recorded down to the cent. The player's loyalty number, if used, attaches to the same entry, linking the win to a digital profile. An event field marks the transaction as a high-value payout. Internal schema elements fill automatically. Event type set to HIPay, review tag toggled, session ID referenced. The event joins a queue, routed silently to compliance and surveillance teams. No human intervention is needed. The system applies rules set well below regulatory reporting levels, often at $5,000 or $10,000, depending on property and jurisdiction. Each step, from ticket print to log entry, creates a digital paper trail, audit-proof and locked against tampering. For system administrators, this process is routine. Every flagged payout becomes data, waiting in a queue, invisible to the player who has already left the floor. Like the video, share it with others who gamble, subscribe for more casino exposure content. Thresholds inside the casino management system are set with precision, not left to chance. Cash transactions above $10,000 trigger mandatory currency transaction reports, but internal controls often flag amounts much lower, sometimes starting at $5,000 or even less, depending on the property's risk profile. These thresholds are not only about single big wins. The system monitors for patterns, such as a series of $9,500 cash-outs within a day, rapid clustering of large payouts, or unusual timing, like a major win during a shift change. When any of these metrics cross a configured line, the event is flagged by the system, sometimes as a high-pay event, sometimes as a session requiring review. These rules exist to detect structuring and other forms of risk, not simply to satisfy regulators, but to protect the casino's own assets. The process is automatic. No alarm sound and no staff intervene at the counter. Instead, the flagged event is routed quietly into review queues, ready for the next layer of scrutiny. Each flagged payout becomes a data point, marked by the system and waiting for further examination. A surveillance operator sits at a console, eyes shifting between rows of live feeds and a queue of flagged events. The system has already tagged the payout, but the real work begins here. Using the video management system, the operator bookmarks 2 windows, 5 to 15 minutes before the payout and 10 to 30 minutes after. These intervals are not random. They capture the approach, the transaction, and the immediate aftermath. Each clip is logged with precise timestamps, cross-referenced against the cage's records and the casino management system. Access to these bookmarks is recorded. Every retrieval and every annotation leaves a trace in the audit log. The footage is reviewed for handoffs, rapid exits, or anything that does not fit the normal pattern. If something stands out, a chip pass to a companion, a hurried exit, the operator adds notes directly into the system. The clips, notes, and access logs form an evidence package held under chain of custody rules. Nothing leaves the queue until a human has checked, confirmed, and signed off. Inside the compliance office, algorithms update in real time. The flagged payout is not just a number. It becomes a variable in a shifting risk model. Pattern recognition tools scan for similarities, frequency of large wins, timing near shift changes, and clustering of high payouts. The system recalibrates the player's profile, adjusting internal tolerance and review frequency. AI modules refine their thresholds, learning from the new event. If the player's loyalty number is linked, the change ripples across connected databases. Future sessions will trigger more frequent checks, with data routed to compliance analysts for deeper review. Each flagged transaction sharpens the system's ability to detect anomalies, feeding into audit logs, and in some cases external reporting channels that link directly to IRS requirements. The process is silent, invisible to the player, but the underlying scrutiny persists, quietly tightening with every adjustment. A cluster of mid-sized wins, all within a 10-day span, triggers a different kind of scrutiny. The player's loyalty profile shows repeated cash-outs, each just under internal review thresholds. On paper, nothing illegal, no single payout stands out, but the pattern is unmistakable to compliance. An analyst flags the account, adding it to a watch list. The change is silent. No notification appears, no confrontation at the cage. Instead, the the player's future complimentary offers are quietly reduced. Free play credits shrink, room discounts disappear, and complimentary meals are withheld. A marketing host, reviewing the same profile, confirms the shift. The system just stops sending offers. We are told not to override it. Credit markers, once easy to approve, now require manual sign-off. The player remains unaware, but every future session is tracked with higher frequency. The system's tolerance narrows, and the privileges once given are gradually withdrawn. Casino systems. Don't forget, every flagged payout ties a player's future to silent algorithms and compliance protocols, long after the chips are gone. In regulated gaming, oversight never sleeps. The real game continues, quietly, behind the scenes. If you found this revealing, like the video, share it with others who gamble, subscribe for more casino exposure content.